Hey y'all, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger, and as always, glad to have y'all here with us today. So today we're going to be making one of my favorite childhood memories, I guess you could say, and we're going to be doing Southern style salmon patties. Now, everybody says salmon with an L, but growing up, we always said salmon, Samon. So we're going to be making those today, and if y'all hang around with us for a little bit, we'll get that recipe going and show you how to make them. While you're waiting on that, if you would, go on there and hit that like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave us a comment. Tell us, what your experience was over the years. How did you pronounce it? Did you say salmon or did you say salmon? All right, we'll be back in just a minute. We'll get started on this recipe. All right, y'all. So let's get started on making these salmon patties. So what we're doing first is we've got a 14.75 ounce can of pink salmon, and put that in the bowl over here. And when you open them up, especially if you've never made these before, be sure that you take all the black skin off and take the bones out. You don't necessarily have to take the bones out because it's was basically pressure cooked in the can and they'll crumble up. But me personally, I don't particularly care for leaving the bones in it. So we've taken all the bones out and taken all that black skin out. All right, so now the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to add us one egg to that mixture. All right, and that's just one large egg. And we're going to kind of beat that egg up just a little bit, kind of incorporate it around in there. And also, when you do this, you want to drain this very, very well because you don't want it to be super wet with all the juices in it. So drain your salmon off and get it as dry as you can. Then you can put all your ingredients in. So we got our egg in there. We're going to add a little bit of onion. That's probably about a quarter of an onion, quarter of a medium onion. And I don't want to put a lot of onion in it. I want a little flavor from the onion, but I don't want it to be just overly overpowered with onion. So we'll put that in there and we'll mix all that onion up and around in there. Now you can do this, just put it all together at one time and then mix everything in, but this is just how I like to do it. All right. So now we're going to put a little bit of salt. And on salt, it's really hard to say how much you want to put in there. But just start out with a little bit and then go from there because we're going to be putting something else in there that's got some salt content to it. A little bit of pepper. And now you can use any different kinds of seasonings that you want. You don't necessarily have to use salt and pepper. You can use the Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Just lots of different seasonings out there that you can put in them. And some people even put bell pepper or celery or different things like that in it. Now this is my recipe or my family's recipe that I grew up eating, so I'm not gonna make any changes to it just yet anyway. So the next thing we're going to put in there is we're going to put some mayonnaise in it. And I know you're thinking, oh my goodness, why mayonnaise? So we're going to put a good heaping tablespoon and then about another half of a tablespoon. And that's all we're going to put in there. The reason for that is that this is going to give it some flavor and it's going to moisten it up a little bit. But the biggest reason is for your flavor. And just going to stir that around. Now, those of you that eat tuna salad, you put mayonnaise in your tuna salad, so This ain't no big thing. All right. Now then, we got that kind of incorporated in. And what we're going to put in next is we use the white Lily Buttermilk Cornmeal mix. So this has got a little bit of flour in it, and then it's got some cornmeal in it. And so we're going to add a little bit of that. Now, a lot of people, you see them, they use Ritz crackers or regular crackers or maybe even breadcrumbs. It's just what your preference is. But again, this is the Morgan recipe. So now we're just going to work all that in. And that's putting the cornmeal in there is going to kind of dry it out a little bit more. Then we'll see what we got and if we need to put any more in there or if what we got's going to be good enough. We don't want it so dry that it falls apart, but we want it when we cook it for it to cook up with a good crispy coating. So I'm going to add just a little bit more to that. All right, and let's see what we got now. I think that's probably going to do it. And just mix it all up until you can't see the cornmeal and the flour anymore. And once you get it to that point, I believe we're going to be ready to get them put into a frying pan. All right. So that's what it's going to look like when you get done. It's kind of a little bit of a pastiness, but not super dry. All right. So we're going to come back here in just a minute and get us a pan ready, and we'll start cooking. All right. So we got our oil hot in our pan. So we're going to start making our salmon patties. So we're going to just take a spoonful of this, make us a good sized patty, kind of roll it together a little bit till it's all good and sticking together. Then we're going to mash it out like this, kind of like we would a hamburger patty. Now this is something you can do, but you don't have to. You can go straight into the oil with what you got right here. But I'm going to go into some flour here and just kind of cover it with flour. And of course make a mess out of it. And then I'm just going to put it in the skillet there. And this part goes pretty quick. You just keep getting them, making you a little ball out of it. And then again, we'll put it in that flour, cover it up a little bit, kind of beat the flour off of it a little, just like you would if you was making a biscuit. All right, put that one in. And I'm wearing these gloves because this stuff the smell of it will get on your hands. So that's why I'm wearing a glove. Is that way when I'm done, I can just take the gloves off and throw them in the garbage can and then carry the garbage bag outside. And like I say, remember, you don't have to do the flour part of it. You can just do the straight out of the mixing bowl and into the frying pan. Those are starting to brown up pretty good, looks like. So we're probably going to have to turn them over here in just a second. That one's wanting to fall apart on me. All right. Now then, let's get our spatula here and get these flipped real quick. And I've also got us a paper towel and a plate over here so that we can drain them once that they're done. Trying not to throw oil all over the place. These don't take long at all to cook. They're done pretty quick. I'll go ahead and looks like we might get one more out of this. Go ahead and get it ready to go into the flour. This one's not cooperating real well. But we're going to get all of it off there that we can. I believe them first couple ought to be about done by now. Let's see what they look like. Maybe just a little bit longer. I believe this one's probably ready to flip now. Oh, that one's going to fall apart on me, but it'll be all right. It still needs just a little bit longer. But like I say, they don't take too long to cook. They're pretty quick. Go ahead and get this last one ready to go. Got a feeling it's going to want to fall apart on me too. I'll go ahead and get rid of these gloves because they are pretty well caked over. All right, now then let's see if this is ready to clean our spatula up just a touch so I don't get too much of it all over me. All right, let's see what we got. And remember, this salmon it's already cooked, so it's not like it's gonna, poison you if you eat it. If it's not completely cooked. Because as I say, it's already cooked. When you open the can up, it's ready to go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one out. Let's see what this one's looking like on the other side. Oh yeah. I believe that one's pretty well ready to come up. So we got them all cooked. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 out of that can. Of course, if you make them smaller, you can, make more out of it. But if you're feeding a bunch of people, double the recipe. Use 2 cans, or just whatever you need. And now I like to eat mine just the way they are. Some people put ketchup on them. Some people put tartar sauce, cocktail sauce. It's just totally up to you what you think you want on yours. So I'm going to get me one of them here and put it on a plate. And we're going to have a taste of it. So So let's pull the camera up here. And turn it around a little bit. All right. And now we're going to give it a taste. So here's what we got. That's a nice thick patty, golden brown all the way around it. And it sure does smell good. So here we go. Mm, that is good. And like I say, you don't have to do that extra step of putting them in the flour. You can take them and just go straight from the bowl into the frying pan, and it'll be fine that way. Putting the flour on them gives them just a little bit more crispiness than what they'd have if you did it the other way. But either way, they are good. And so appreciate y'all watching today, and I'm gonna go sit down and eat me some of these. I think we got some peas or carrots or some both, or I'm not really sure what all we got to go with them, but I'm gonna have mine and enjoy it. Y'all have a good one.